Iran's missiles will be tough to shoot down, according to Ukraine. 120,000 more soldiers are being drafted by Russia. Updates. According to reports, Iran is getting ready to provide roughly 1,000 more weapons to Russia for its conflict with Ukraine, including more attack drones and short-range ballistic missiles. Officials from a Western nation that closely monitors Iran's weapons development were cited by CNN as the source for the deal's initial revelation. According to Yuri Inat, a spokesman for the Ukrainian Air Force, Russia is running short of Iskander ballistic missiles, so the Kremlin is purchasing them from Iran. Although theoretically feasible, it would be quite challenging to shoot them down using the tools at our disposal, explained Inat. Instead of missile defense, we have air defense. He asserted his conviction that the missiles will be stationed on the northern fire at targets all around Ukraine from the border with that country. Iran has already been providing Russia with explosive drones that have seriously destroyed infrastructure, despite claims to the contrary from the Ukrainian military, which claims it is becoming better at taking them down. Iran is sending missiles to the RF because it intends to attack our cities. Educating Russians on drone use since it anticipates an attack on the energy sector. Mihailo Podolyak, a presidential advisor for Ukraine, tweeted. Tehran must be formally recognized as an accomplice of aggression in Europe. Early on Tuesday, explosions shook the Ukrainian city of Poltava in the northeast, according to Governor Dmytro Lunin on Telegram. According to Lunin, 3 Russian drones were shot down while the other 4 crashed into buildings and started fires. Russia claims it won't be drafting 120,000 additional soldiers to send to war. On Tuesday, Russia began its annual fall draft with a questionable promise that the 120,000 enlistees wouldn't be sent to fight in Ukraine. The new recruits, according to Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu, will perform tasks in accordance with the objective of military formations, but they won't be deployed to Ukraine for what the Kremlin refers to as the special military operation. In its most recent assessment, the Washington-based Institute for the Study of War stated that Russian officials are trying to fool the Russian populace into believing that fall conscripts would not be sent to battle because they are worried about conscription evasion. According to the assessment, Russia does not regard the areas it has annexed, where some of the bloodiest fighting is taking place, as being part of Ukraine. The partial mobilization draft in Russia, which added 300,000 military reservists, mostly with combat experience, ended a few days prior to the start of the current draft. They were promised training before being dispatched to the special military operation in Ukraine to act as an occupying army in already captured territory. However, according to the British Defence Ministry, thousands of these recruits were deployed to the front, many carrying weapons that were likely in scarcely usable condition. The original drawbacks of the call-up, according to Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu, have been fixed. Grain ships leave Ukraine without protection from Russia. Despite Russia suspending its participation in a UN-brokered agreement that guarantees the safe transport of essential supplies during times of war, ships filled with grain are leaving Ukraine. Food resources. 3 ships carrying corn, wheat, and sunflower meal reportedly left through a humanitarian Black Sea corridor set up in July, according to the UN on Tuesday. On Monday, 14 ships sailed. Analysts claim that Russia is still obligated to uphold the conditions of the grain agreement it made with Turkey and the UN, which includes a promise not to attack civilian ships transporting the grain that is sorely needed in Africa and other places. International investigation into dirty bomb claims is almost finished. The head of the international nuclear energy community said on Tuesday that an inquiry into unfounded Russian claims that Ukraine is constructing a radioactive dirty bomb at 2 locations is nearly complete. This comes as safety worries at a war-damaged nuclear power plant are growing. Russia's official news agency, RIA Novosti, claimed to have the Eastern Mineral Enrichment Plant in the heart of Dnipropetrovsk and the Institute for Nuclear Research in Kiev were named as the sites where the bomb was being created. The International Atomic Energy Agency has been tasked with investigating since Ukrainian authorities dispute the assertion. The agency's general director, Rafael Mariano Grossi, promised to share his preliminary findings regarding the most recent allegations by the end of the week. After a Russian infrastructure attack, Kyiv's power and water have been restored. One day after a barrage of Russian missiles hit key infrastructure and rendered the 3 million person metropolis incapacitated, Mayor Vitaly Klitschko announced that water and electricity had been completely restored in Kyiv. He indicated that Kyiv would keep using rolling blackouts to maintain the electrical system. The strike on Monday during morning rush hour sent the city's water supply was cut off to 80% of the population, and thousands of houses and businesses lost power as commuters scurried for cover. Klitschko posted on Telegram, "I advise Kyiv citizens to conserve electricity, especially during the busy morning and evening hours. It is crucial since Ukraine's energy sector has sustained substantial damage."